On behalf of the Township Commissioners and staff, I would like to welcome you to Upper St. Clair Township. We have prepared this videotape to share with you some of our projects and problems which may be of interest to you as County Commissioners and County officials. Situated in Upper St. Clair is County Regional Park Number 7, presently owned by the County of Allegheny. In this parcel there are approximately 237 acres of ground that is mostly wooded. This parcel is located off of Boyce Road, next to the Boyce School site, and bounded on the other side by Morton Road. At the present time, Upper St. Clair Township is interested in developing this piece of ground for several reasons of a recreational nature, mostly passive recreation. Included in this parcel is a large flat area. This piece of ground could be developed into soccer or athletic fields, which could be utilized by both the county and Upper St. Clair residents. This development could be done for a minimal cost. The garden plots that are presently being viewed here would continue to be utilized by various county residents. This is a very popular project, and if the township would acquire this ground, this project would be continued. We are looking at the Boyce School property from the top of the County Regional Park Number 7. This trail that leads down off the top of the regional park comes back into a very nice wooded area that comprises a large portion of the park. As we come down into that wooded area, you will see that this would fit nicely into a natural trail type area that could be developed by the township for both residents of Upper St. Clair and residents of the county. The township presently does have several trails in its community and park system. As can be seen, this is a fairly dense forested area and can lend itself to natural identification of different vegetation and tree species. The Township Forester at the present time does run several programs of this type in the community that could be incorporated into the development of this parcel. Here is a good example of a natural trail area that presently exists in Upper St. Clair Township that is approximately 1.5 miles long. The trail itself is comprised of a wood chip base that runs on both flat and hilly land and through a wooded area. The township staff has worked with many Eagle Scouts within Upper St. Clair in developing this trail, and our own Forest Work Parks Department has also contributed. At the present time, we are in the process of compiling a tree identification log for this trail through one of the Eagle Scouts projects that should be available to the residents later this fall. The Gilfillan property is approximately 42 acres of ground that the township presently owns that is located directly across from South Hills Village. The Gilfillan homestead is one of the largest and oldest homesteads in the South Hills area. We were very fortunate in acquiring this property from them back in the mid-70s. As can be seen, this is a forested area very similar to that which is found in the County Regional Park. We believe that a trail such as this would work well in Regional Park Number 7. Maintenance is minimal due to the fact that we use an all-natural base material on the trail. The trail can also be used for jogging and cross-country skiing. This is one of the few trails of its kind in all of western Pennsylvania. The development of a trail in County Regional Park Number 7 would lend itself so well to the environmental type educational program for school-age children through the Parks Department and through the schools themselves. Again, I would mention that our Township Forester is on staff and is a valuable resource for these activities and could coordinate this type of activity through county representatives. Here we see some of the other facilities that presently exist in Upper St. Clair Township. These are the municipal tennis courts which are located on McLaughlin Run Road. This is one of the many neighborhood parks that is located in Upper St. Clair. This one is Johnson School, just off of Johnson Road and the Johnson School property. This is one of the few school park projects that was developed in Pennsylvania over the past 10 years. Our parks have many facilities for all age groups, from tot to elementary age through senior citizen. All neighborhood parks in Upper St. Clair Township are accessible to the handicapped. Here we have Wiltshire Park, which is one of the many neighborhood parks. McLaughlin Run Creek runs through this park and feeds into the McLaughlin Run watershed and has severely eroded its banks. As can be seen, there are many facilities available to the township residents in the neighborhood parks. This is another view of the creek, this one at the entrance to Upper St. Clair High School. This pipe is carrying water from as far upstream as South Hills Village. As can be seen, extensive damage and erosion has occurred over the years. It is becoming increasingly worse. The township is now preparing a grant application for Year 11 Community Development Fund to undertake bank stabilization measures in the area of this creek. The township sustained severe storm damage earlier this month of August, and interim repairs were necessitated. As you can see, these repairs are temporary and can only be done with a small bulldozer that opens the channel back up. Erosion of the banks of the creek is threatening all of the township property on McLaughlin Run. Again, more extensive damage. We've tried to make some repairs to this area, but major improvements are needed so that people downstream and our own properties protect from major flooding during the thunderstorms that we have during the summer months. We are attempting channel widening along McLaughlin Run Road. This is a view of the creek behind the Senior Citizens Center on McLaughlin Run Road. Here we see one of the local contractors in his machine trying to restore the area below the municipal tennis courts just above the soccer and baseball field areas of Upper St. Clair Township. Again, as you can see, that this material is being moved and replaced is not of major substance and cannot really counted on to keep the stream from eroding and flooding. This problem exists basically from the Bethel border all the way through Upper St. Clair down to Bridgeville. Also in Year 11, we will be again applying for funds to expand the Senior Citizens Center and make it accessible to the handicapped. This would be done by placing a ramp in front of the building. The Senior Citizens Center is also used for youth activities. The township has been a leader in its programs for youth. The Youth Steering Committee of Upper St. Clair, a community action group appointed by the Township Board of Commissioners and the School Board, has been the driving force behind most of these successful programs. Some of the successful programs of the past year have been the Chemical People Night, a door-to-door march in the community, Parents at Lunch program, middle school overnight program, Student Helpers program, Together in Parenting program, and the Town Lunch. We are requesting technical and/or financial assistance from the county to enable us to continue these innovative and worthwhile programs. Another innovative concept of which we are very proud is the Student Commons area in the high school, another positive step for youth in the township.
Hello, I'm Tom Harshman, an associate principal of the high school here. Today we're at our very first work session to start painting for our new Student Commons project. This came out of a drug and alcohol workshop, and the idea was to give the kids and the community a project to work together, build a little school pride, have a little bit of confidence in each other, get to know each other. And this is the very first morning. We're just here to get today to start painting and brightening up this area of our school. We're going to have a Student Commons. And that area is a recreational area that the students will be allowed to use during the day on their unscheduled time. And well, I have some other folks here I'd like to introduce to you, and maybe they could tell you a little bit more. We have Mr. Dick Garrett, who's one of our shop teachers, and we also have Bonnie Haroff, who happens to be our school nurse, and they're here working today. And Dick, would you like to tell us how you got involved in this project?
Okay. I'm one of the industrial arts teachers, and we're involved in some of the planning and organization of changing the structure a little bit, removing some lockers, and we're going to build some benches in so that there's adequate seating and a little more comfortable area for the students to get together and interact in a more comfortable type of atmosphere. And along the lines of the redecorating and that type of thing, I'll introduce Bonnie Haroff, who's in charge of the Interior Design Committee.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Haroff. I'm the high school nurse, and I was one of the original team members from the high school who went to the drug and alcohol workshop for 10 days, and we came up with this idea of a student commons in order to give the kids a better feeling about themselves, hoping that they, in turn, because they felt better about themselves, would not be as inclined to lean toward drugs and alcohol. We're here today. I'm getting more paint on me, I'm afraid, than I am on the walls, but it's been a lot of fun, and we're hoping that our students really appreciate the efforts they're working to, and we're getting as many of them involved as we can.
We're in the back hallway of the school, which is adjacent to the old gym lobby, and this will be the main section of what we're going to call the Student Commons. And this area is no longer used as far as the lockers because of the declining enrollment. So our idea is to take these lockers out, and we're going, in the recesses in the walls, we're going to build benches. And then the students will have a carpeted area. The floor will be carpeted, and the carpet will go right up over the benches and up the wall. And this will give them a nice area to sit and have conversations with their friends during lunchtime or in the morning before classes start. And here's a couple of our kids up on risers here painting the walls. All volunteers, all different kinds of kids from different parts of the school. We're hoping to involve as many kids as possible as the project continues.